guys, it's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past few days. Now, there hasn't been that much, that's why the videos have been lacking recently, but now we're back. We got some news, we got enough news to make a video. We do have some big topics to discuss. Firstly, this kind of come together where Barcelona are prioritizing again reinforcement in the pivot position. Firstly, Romeu's future now in the pivot is in doubt as he has some injury issues and the club don't really trust him at the highest level in any capacity whatsoever. And Girona are apparently very interested in taking back Romeu, and of course it does mean that Barcelona want to sign a new pivot, and Kimmich is reportedly going to be leaving Bayern Munich, and Barcelona are right there at the front of the line to sign the German midfielder. Another player that Deco wants to sign this summer is Savinho, the Brazilian winger currently playing at Girona. Deco's been following him for a very long time and is very keen on bringing him to Barcelona. We have some other news as well in regards to Gavi being the leader, a leadership role in the dressing room, Fermin Lopez being promoted to the first team. We have some injury updates on Pedri, De Jong, Lewandowski, Rafinha, and Koundé. And we also have some big news in regards to Barcelona Sportswear brand. Of course, we are with Nike at the moment, but Barcelona have been offered big monies from Nike's competitors like Adidas, Puma, New Balance, and now Barcelona want to sit down with Nike and renegotiate their deal, and we could see Barcelona switch sportswear brands for the first time in about 30 years. And finally, we do have some updates in regards to El Clasico, more drama about the Gundogan quotes, and also the revenue for that day of El Clasico for Barcelona has been leaked as well. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get the 200 likes in this video, be very much appreciated. And also, if you're new, make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past few days. Now, firstly, we're going to be discussing a player who is rumored to be leaving Barcelona, and also a rumor about someone coming in to replace said player. And of course, we are talking about the pivot position. Now, Relivo have come out saying that when it was clear that Busquets was leaving Barcelona, Mateo Alemán and Jordi Cruyff were looking for a replacement. The club worked on 4 possible scenarios in Kimmich or Zubimendi, who were the first options. Zubimendi was Xavi's favorite, while Kimmich was a real market opportunity. With both being discarded, the club worked on Brozovic and Amrabat, and in the end, Oriol Romeu was chosen ahead of Parejo. So Romeu was Barcelona's 5th pivot choice this past summer. Now, there have also been reports coming in from Tony Martin saying that Oriol Romeu has been suffering from pain in his knee whenever he accumulates many minutes, and that's why we see him drop in and out of the squad quite a bit. Now, there have been reports coming out saying that Barcelona are urgently looking for a new pivot in the January transfer window. It should be a similar operation to the ones of the Joaos. The player must make an unquestionable effort to join Barcelona. Only then is possible to sign someone who for now perhaps seems out of range. The club are going to try and tempt some players maybe in January to have a little Joao kind of operation where it's going to be a top player joining on loan, very minimal wages, and again, loan will be with no loan fee or anything like that. So I don't know if we can pull this off. I think we will have the cash space with Victor Roque coming in, especially on top of that with the liberal football finance money coming in from that German economic lever that we activated around the end of August. But I think Victor Roque will be the only movement in January. I'll be shocked if anything else happens, but I will be very encouraged if something does happen. Now, of course, this has put the future of Oriol Romeu very much in doubt, where there are reports suggesting from Tony Martin saying that Girona are still keeping track of Oriol Romeu. They still need a pivot, and they'd be interested next summer in seeing what Barcelona wants to do with the player. So we could end up shipping Romeu back to Girona. That would be funny. Not only did we take one of Girona's best players, but we get them back to him, and he'll come and face Barcelona again. Now, whether we give him for free or for a transfer remains to be seen, but Romeu is going through a tough patch right now. He's been absolutely shocking the past month and a half. I cannot remember a good performance from him in this past month, where we've had about like 7-8 games. He's put in stinkers in every single game, and I'm talking below an average 6 out of 10. He's been shocking he's had, the Clasico preseason, he was great. Joan Gamper, he was great. First game of the season at home, I think it was Cadiz, he was good. Royal Antwerp, and after that he just dropped off completely. I do think we need to sign a pivot. We can sign it in January. Again, the sooner the better, but we'll wait and see how things develop. But right now, Barcelona, their utmost priority position to reinforce right now is the pivot position, where they are not only lacking a number, but the current number they do have, they have very much a lot of doubts about him. Now, speaking about Barcelona looking for a pivot, we have been late with one of the best pivots in the world over the past 24 hours, and it was one of our #1 priorities last summer, Joshua Kimmich. Now, this rumor is coming a few hours before they got knocked out of the Pokal 2-1 to a 3rd division side who are 15th in the 3rd division. You absolutely love to see it. Hold that, Bayern Munich. This is coming in from Sport1, a very, very reliable source in Germany. They've come out saying that Joshua Kimmich is unlikely to sign a new contract with Bayern Munich this year, as he has many sporting doubts and does not feel comfortable enough at the club. If he opts for a move, Barcelona, Manchester City, and Real Madrid would be his options. Again, he has a contract until 2025, Joshua Kimmich, so either this summer he renews or Bayern sells. Look, I think Kimmich is a top player. I would absolutely take him at Barcelona, but there is a few things you have to consider. Firstly, longevity. Secondly, the long-term goal of this signing. Thirdly, the price. And fourthly, the availability in the pivot market. If you told me it's either Kimmich or no one, I understand. But there is a little Sociedad man who's available in Martin Zubamendi. He has a 60 million euro release clause, and I honestly think that Bayern Munich this summer would probably ask for around 70 to 80 for Joshua Kimmich. Me personally, I would rather spend 60 million on Zubamendi than 70 or 80 on Joshua Kimmich. Hell, I'll make it even easier. I'd rather spend 60 million on Zubamendi than 60 million on Joshua Kimmich. Kimmich is very much a Lewandowski signing. He's going to turn 29 next summer. He'll come in 2 or 3 years, look decent, and then he'll be finished. With Zubamendi, you give him a year to develop. He's 25 this summer. He'll grow into his position. There's a long-term vision with that. He could be at Barcelona for the next 8 to 10 years. With Kimmich, you probably get 3 or 4 years out of him if you're lucky. With Bayern Munich, they're already not happy with us with the Lewandowski operation 2 summers ago, and they got 45 million for a 33-year-old striker with 1 year left in his deal. Then imagine what they can get from us for Joshua Kimmich. And also, do Barcelona have that kind of money to be spending around 80 million, 70 million on a pivot where you can get Zubamendi and Cancelo on a permanent deal for a combined 80 to 85 million. And we could spend that on Joshua Kimmich this summer, which baffles my mind. I think not only is the price right, but also the situation of the club economically and what our priorities are doesn't fit us right either. If we sign Kimmich, I'll back him. I'll be happy. Great signing. Again, world class in the midfield. Can put an excellent shift at right back as well. He's a quality player. I have no doubt he is at the level of Barcelona. If he's on a free in 2025, I'll absolutely take that. He'll get him, I think in 2025, he'll be going into his 30s. Sign him on a 2-year deal +1. That'll be perfect. But spending money on him this summer, again, we'll have to wait and see the price. If the price is 50, 40, then you're probably going to rethink it. Then you're going to analyze it again. But I doubt Bayern Munich are going to ask 40 or 50 million euros for Kimmich. They're going to be asking around, I'd say, mid to late 70s, 75, 80-ish. I think that's what Bayern Munich will ask for Kimmich. We'll wait and see. Again, we have competition with Man City and Real Madrid. Real Madrid already have a midfield. My God, they have Jude Bellingham, Tchouaméni, Camavinga, Valverde. I have no idea where Kimmich is going to fit there. Man City already have Rodri, so I don't know how Kimmich is going to go there and compete with him unless Pep's going to play him at right back. Maybe move on Kyle Walker, or maybe play him in the midfield 3 of what Kimmich, Rodri, and Kevin De Bruyne. But what about Bernardo Silva? He'll be unhappy. So there's a lot of if, buts, and maybes, a lot of rippling of flex that can happen. But keep your eyes on the Kimmich situation. At the moment, he's very unhappy at Bayern Munich and is looking to leave the club in the upcoming transfer windows. Now, another position in which Barcelona will look to strengthen this summer is, of course, the winger department, where we do have a big dilemma in that position in regards to signing Joao Felix permanently, the return of Ansu Fati from loan as well. But there has been a name that has emerged, and we haven't heard this for the first time. This has been coming out a lot, especially since the start of the season. It is Savinho, the winger for Girona. Joaquin Pereira from Sport, who again, keep in mind, is the #1 source in regards to Brazilian players joining Barcelona, and Savinho is Brazilian. He's come out saying that Barcelona is observing Girona Savinho, who has a contract until 2027 with Troyes of City Group. Deco knows the player very well since he emerged from Atletico Mineira's youth academy, and he wants to recruit the Brazilian into his agency, of course, D20 agency. Deco values him very highly. So again, he is a Citigroup player. Of course, Citigroup is owned by Manchester City, Girona, Troyes in, I think, Brazil. They have Melbourne in Australia, if I'm not mistaken, as well. So he's on loan right now with Girona from the Brazilian club. But again, everything is owned by the Man City. Well, not really Man City, but the Citigroup, who, of course, they're famously known for owning Manchester City. Look, he's a great player. I think he's done very well. Again, it's only been 11 games, so let's wait and see how things develop in the next few weeks, especially when you get to the big part of the season, when you have January, you have La Liga, Copa del Rey, all these things happening. But again, he is playing well so far, and keep your eyes on him. I think he's a really good player, but it depends, again, what Barcelona want to do. Are they going to sell Rafinha? You have Ferran Torres, Lamine Yamal, Joao Felix. Of course, Ansu Fati coming back from loan as well. There are a lot of options, so we'll wait and see how things develop in that area. But Deco is a big fan of Savinho, and he could be an option for Barcelona in the future. Let's now discuss some of the news surrounding Barcelona over the past few days. The first topic I want to discuss is about Gavi's leadership in the dressing room, which for a 19-year-old absolutely boggles my mind. Ferran Torres from Sport came out saying that Gavi's only 19 years old, but he's already one of the team's leaders on the field of play. He's essential for Xavi and does not hesitate to raise his voice against teammates, even if they're much older than him. His leadership skills have been seen many times on the field of play, encouraging his teammates, giving orders, and throwing out the occasional fight. The fact that Gavi is playing at this level at 19 is ridiculous. I saw this debate on Twitter that with Pedri coming back from injury, Gavi for me is still an undisputed starter. I think Pedri hasn't earned his way back in the squad. There's no way that we're having big games coming up. Of course, Anoeta, you have Shakhtar away, then Alaves at home, the 3 games before the international break. If there's a Champions League final tomorrow, the first name on the team sheet for me is Gavi. For me, it's come to the point where he's absolutely essential in the way we play, in the way we press, in the way we have the intensity in our side, the organization. He is absolutely vital. And you know, you're looking at the captaincy. You have Ter Stegen, who's probably got maybe a few years left at the club. Roberto's leaving. Easily, I think once Ter Stegen and Roberto leave, he could easily become a 3rd or 4th captain. Hell, next season when Roberto leaves, it'll be Ter Stegen number 1, Araujo 2, Frankie 3. Gavi could come in at number 4. I would not be surprised. They might give it to Pedri since he was there a year before him in and around the first team. Of course, Gavi's been at the club longer, but my God, I think Gavi at the age of 20, 21 could be one of the captains of Barcelona, which baffles my mind. Again, his development has been absolutely immense, a vital piece in the Xavi system and his project as well, and he's going to be a big part, hopefully, in Barcelona winning trophies this season. Now, another Spanish midfielder at Barcelona who's also having a fantastic time right now is, of course, Fermin Lopez, who, of course, started the last El Clasico for Barcelona. Having been good from AS is reporting that Xavi has met with Fermin Lopez to explain that he will not be going down any further with the reserve team and that the staff considers him as a first team player. He's a first team player for all the purposes like Lamine Yamal. So it's very, very unlikely we'll see Fermin Lopez play for Barca Athletic ever again. Of course, he did play with them, I believe, during the October or maybe it was September international break when he got that red card. So the plan was he'll be in and around both the first team and Barca Athletic wherever he's needed. And now Xavi's officially, pretty much officially promoted him to the first team. We saw a lot, of course, with Gavi 2 years ago. We saw with Balde as well. So it's a very regular occurrence when the club don't want to officially announce him as a promoted first team player. They might as well promote him, give him number what's a good number that's available? Is 16 available? I think 16 is available. Pedri's old number, give it to him. Why not? Give him hopefully some encouragement, some confidence. But again, you don't want to rush to conclusions too much and put pressure on the player as well. He's doing absolutely fantastically well. I don't think he'll get promoted during the season, maybe at the end of the season for sure. But again, we talked a lot about in the summer how we need that creative midfielder, and it looks like Fermin Lopez has been the answer to our prayers. Let's now discuss some of the injury updates around the first team at Barcelona. As we all know, there's only 3 injured players right now in Sergi Roberto, Pedri, and Frankie de Jong. With Roberto, there's no news, and to be honest, sorry Cappy, no one cares. But we do have some updates on Pedri and Frankie de Jong. First, coming in from Candacer, they've come out saying that Pedri will receive the medical green light before traveling to the Anoeta on Saturday, according to sources in the Barcelona dressing room. Meanwhile, the case of Frankie de Jong is not clear yet. It will depend on his feeling that he has this week. Now, yesterday was the first training session since El Clasico. Pedri did train, completed the full training session with the first team, where Frankie de Jong only trained alone, which is not a good sign, but there are reports saying that Frankie de Jong will train with Barcelona today and complete the full training session. And again, both are expected to get the medical green light on Friday. Having from AS came out saying that Frankie and Pedri will both play against Real Sociedad, and the best case scenario is that they'll play around 20 to 25 minutes. So again, they will get the medical green light this week, which is expected. They were in training last Saturday for the Clasico, so there's no way they weren't going to get the medical green light this week. But again, big boost ahead of that match. Now, in terms of the other players that were coming back from injuries, your Lewandowski's, Rafinha, and Koundé, what's their situation? We do have an update on that. Firstly, mainly on Lewandowski. Fermin Sport came out saying that Rob Lewandowski is expected to be a starter against Real Sociedad on Saturday at Barcelona. They assure that this weekend he will be at 100% ready. And we're hearing that Rafinha and Koundé are still unlikely to start this game. They could if Xavi wants to risk it, but the only player from the returning injuries over the past week who can 100% start the game is Lewandowski. So we may not see Rafinha start, we may not see Koundé start, we definitely won't see Pedri or Frankie de Jong start, but most likely we will see Lewandowski start this game. So big boost from the injuries. Again, now once they fully recover, they'll go out for international duty. Pedri and Frankie most likely, same with Koundé and Rafinha, get some more minutes under the belts, which is good. Then they come back from the international break, hopefully they show up big for Barcelona. Now, in my opinion, the most interesting news over the past few days did actually come out over the past 24 hours, and it is in regards to the Barcelona's deal with Nike. Now, I did tell you guys a few weeks ago that Barcelona had begun talks with Nike to renegotiate their current deal, as they have other offers on the table for more money, and they also want to give some naming rights around the city of Barcelona, around the Ciutat Esportiva, to Nike to, of course, earn some of that money. Now, Fermin Sport has come out saying that more and more brands want to be linked with Barcelona, more than one. Puma among that list, so you can expect maybe Adidas, New Balance to be on that list. Sportswear brands have approached Barcelona in case it is willing to break their relationship with Nike, with whom they have a contract with right now until 2028. We've had a contract with Nike since 1998. Barcelona receives a fixed 105 million euros per season that could rise to 155 due to a series of variables. Again, it's one of the top 2, top 3 surest deal in the world of football, but Barcelona is willing to listen to those brands who have approached the club and also talk to Nike, because the market is offering Barcelona more money than it currently receives from Nike. So these other sportswear brands, whether it's Adidas, we know that Puma is on there, New Balance, whatever the case may be, they're coming into Barcelona and offering them more money than Nike. Maybe it's 150, the variables that we receive, maybe it's 200, but I think Barcelona do have somewhat of a loyalty to Nike, so they want to come to an agreement. Hey, maybe they're offering us 200, maybe you come up to 150, we'll give you some naming rights, try to find some sort of a middle ground. So we'll wait and see. To be honest, it doesn't really bother me too much. I think the relationship with Nike has always been there. You know, since I've been supporting Barcelona, it's always been Barcelona and Nike. So I would find it very weird if we were like rocking up with Adidas or Puma or New Balance or whatever the case may be. I would find it very strange. But for me, I really don't care. As long as the money is there, that's all I care about. So we'll wait and see. Keep your eyes on this. It's been developing a lot over the past month. A very, very interesting situation where Barcelona could have a new sportswear brand. Again, everything is sold from the Nike website in terms of merchandising and clothing and all this stuff. So that's a huge, huge part of the Barcelona brand for sure. So this could be a big, big telling point. So we'll see what happens. But again, I don't think Barcelona will leave Nike. I think the loyalty is definitely there. It's now been going on for coming up to 30 years as a partnership. I think Barcelona want to increase their current money, maybe throw in some naming rights for them and stay with Nike rather than switching completely to other brands. But we'll wait to see how things develop as Barcelona currently renegotiate their deal with Nike to earn more money. Now, the final topic that I want to discuss before I end off this video is in regards to more news and also more drama coming out post El Clasico in regards to the performance and also the quotes from Ilkay Gundogan. As we all know, Gundogan came out saying that he surprised some of the players were kind of happy in the dressing room afterwards, more showing anger. He wants to see that anger because he was very upset after the match. Not really any bad or hot takes. That's what I want to see from the players as well. And there has been some news following up these quotes from Gundogan. Now, Candace have come out saying that Gundogan said his statements about the player not being angry with the defeat against Madrid because in the dressing room he saw one or two of his teammates with their phones making some jokes and some laughing. This is what bothered him. This was confirmed by multiple reports. The reason why Gundogan came out is because he saw 2 or 3 players on their phones joking and bantering after losing 2-1 to Madrid. And I want the names. I want to know so badly who it is, because you can probably narrow it down to 10 players, but I would love to know who it is. And whoever it is, if they're a big player, like starting XI first to come off the bench player, they would get killed if they get name dropped. Anyways, the vast majority of the Barcelona locker room understand and share Gundogan's words after the Clasico. It was not directed at the players. Some players, especially Oriol, Gavi, and Indigo, were very angry and hurt after El Clasico. Xavi has not spoken to Gundogan since his statements after the Clasico and does not plan to do so either. Xavi sees his comments as something normal. So again, no hard feelings, no one feels personally attacked, there's no beef. But again, this has been put out to the public where you could have kept it in-house. That's where the drama, you could say, come in. Hinako from Kope came out saying that Barcelona players were surprised by Gundogan's statement because they are not used to someone coming out and criticizing in this way in public, but they see it as a positive statement. This is what we need. I wish this stuff came out when we lost to Bayern Munich, when we lost to Juventus, when we lost to PSG, when we got knocked out twice. The best thing we got was when PK said we need fresh blood. I would love to see them come out and criticize each other because sometimes you deserve it. Now, Tony Juan Marti came out. This is his opinion. Again, Tony Juan Marti, top 5 journalist in Barcelona. His opinion, you could say, can be coming into consideration. But again, he is moving mad. I think it was Gundogan's wife came out saying that the news in regards to Barcelona players being upset with Gundogan and Gundogan being upset with Barcelona is not true. Again, he said his quote, so you can't really say that's fake. But I think Tony Juan Marti came out saying that Gundogan is a bit unhappy at Barcelona, where his wife came out and absolutely shut this down. But anyways, come out saying it's good. Gundogan shows he's a winning personality and mentality. I don't think Barcelona lacked behavior or desire in the Clasico. If that's what Gundogan meant, the team has character. We did not lose the Clasico due to the loss of the desire from the players. We had our chances and didn't finish, and Madrid was decisive. I understand that point, but you have to be decisive. This is the Clasico. If you're gonna be decisive in any game, it has to be the Clasico. I mean, Fermin, Lopez should be scoring, Joao Felix should be scoring, Oriol should be scoring, Inigo Martinez should be scoring. It's been a week, and I already remember still the 5 chances that we've missed off the top of my head. I've not talked about the Clasico, I've not watched the highlights or anything, and I still remember. So these chances are the ones that have to be finished in these types of games. The veteran players are upset about failing inside the Madrid trap. Some think that Madrid came in, entered the pitch, and played well. Barcelona missed the absence of Frankie and Pedri. It's not an excuse, with their absence preventing Barcelona from taking advantage of that midfield battle. I mean, yes, they're bringing on, what's it called? Remember, they're bringing on Camavinga and Modric, and we're bringing on bloody Oriol Romeu. So there's your answers. Yes, if both teams are fully fit, I'd totally back Barcelona. Of course, Barcelona is the better side right now, but you still, the fact that we still dominate the midfield with the midfield 3 of Gundogan, Gavi, and Fermin Lopez against their midfield, which was Valverde, Bellingham, Tchouaméni, and who was the other one? Toni Kroos. That's something for me that's also a very, very good achievement, but nonetheless, it wasn't taken advantage of. Finally, Miguel from AS came out saying that Xavi in the dressing room would congratulate the players for their efforts and committed and said this to them: you should be proud of your work. Believe me, if we play like this, we will win the league. We were much better than Madrid. We dominated them with a large part of the match, but they decided based on 2 chances. In 60 minutes, we absolutely dominated Real Madrid, and that is true. I would say Madrid didn't even dominate at any point in this game. They had 2 shots and 2 goals, and that's, again, goals wins games. I'm not taking away from Madrid's win, although it was very, very lucky and very, very jammy. Game is game. They scored twice. That's all that matters. Even Gavi came out of the game saying if you play well and lose, it doesn't matter. That's absolutely correct. You can have a masterclass of a game, batter the team, have 50 chances, hit the post 20 times, lose 1-0. Doesn't matter whatsoever. So hopefully the players again learn from this, rebuild from this. We've seen this a lot over the past few years where we lose the first Clasico, we build on it, we win the league, then we batter them. Again, the next Clasico will probably be the final in the Spanish Super Cup, and hopefully we do repeat what happened last year, which was our best performance. I would still say to date that Clasico in January for the Super Cup was probably still the best performance I've seen from a Barcelona squad over the past 3, 4, 5 years. So says enough, really. Now, finally, in the Clasico, there is some good news around it, and that is in regards to the revenue that we did receive. According to the ARS, Barcelona generated around 7 million euros from El Clasico, with the biggest contribution being the VIP zone and boxes. We saw a lot of celebrities at this game. I'll tell you what, earning 7 million euros from one match day at the Montjuic Stadium is nuts. Absolutely nuts. And credit to Laporta again. He's been given a shit situation where you have Espanya Barca coming in, you have to move stadiums. Remember that there was an idea of going to the Johan Cruyff Stadium, which only seats like, 6,000 or so. They wanted to expand that to like 15, 20,000. So many if, buts, and maybes in complicated situation. Laporta has dealt with it to absolute perfection, and hopefully now the team can deal with this situation on the pitch and improve. We do have some big games coming up, and again, we're at a point now in the season where you have to win every single game or else you're going to slip away from the big titles. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past few days. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. The main thing, firstly, of course, is your thoughts on the rumors of Joshua Kimmich coming to Barcelona, and would you sign him or not? Second, your thoughts on Savinho coming in. Would you bring him in? Would you sacrifice the likes of Ansu Fati and Joao Felix to sign this player? Third, your thoughts on the exit of Romeu. Would you sell him this upcoming summer or not? And finally, your thoughts on the Sportswear potential switch. Would you switch to Nike, Puma, whoever gives you the most money, or would you sit down, negotiate, and try to work out a deal with Nike, who's been loyal with you for many years? And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, and Forza Barca.